Hi, I'm Mike Coyle with Insidexploration. Today I'm here with Quentin Yarie of Macdonald Mines, listed on the TSX Venture under BMK. Thanks for having me out to the site, Quentin.
Welcome, Mike.
Appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about what got you interested in this project.
Macdonald Mines historically had been focused on exploration in the Ring of Fire, and then we moved into the Wawa area. And the projects we were working on were not panning out in the method that we wanted. So we started looking for a new project, and at that time cobalt was seeing a resurgence in value. And there were two properties to the south of here, which we call the Jovan and the Power Line, which had significant cobalt showings on them, as well as gold mineralization. So we got an option on those properties, and that's what really led us to start working in this area.
So how did those showings on the Jovan and the Power Line properties compare to what you're seeing here at Scadding? Obviously there's some comparisons because you came and acquired this property.
Yeah, there's definitely, well, what we discovered was, unlike what had previously been thought of this area as part of the Sudbury Impact Basin, recent studies have shown that the Temagami geophysical anomaly, which this is part of, is actually much older than the Sudbury Impact crater. And why that's significant, it means that the rocks here are the same age as the Temagami greenstone belt. Okay, so when we started looking around, we realized that the mineralization here that we were observing was more associated with a hydrothermal, such as an IOCG type event, versus a small breccia pipe or something like that.
Interesting. So what is some of the work you're doing on the property currently? I know you've got some guys channel sampling and you've got some drilling going on. What's your plans for going into the winter here?
Well, we've been drilling now for, I guess, 3 months. We're going to continue to drill through the winter. We've had some recent luck, let's say, with investment. We had Eric Sprott come in with a significant amount of money into us and others. So our plan is now to continue exploration here throughout the winter. We won't be able to channel sample or do mapping in the winter, but obviously the drill program will continue.
So you recently announced you filed a 43-101. You're looking to complete that through a drilling program. How many holes are you really looking at drilling out on this property in the near future?
I would think with the amount of money that we've raised recently, we would be looking at a drill program in north of 10,000 meters to be completed. Our initial drill program was 2,000 meters or so, and we've limited that depth-wise, but currently we've seen mineralization here, or what we believe is mineralized rocks, down to depths of over 300 meters. So for us, that's a big change in what the historic model was here. Okay, historically the drilling was all done within the upper 100 meters. There was 3 historic pits. They were quite small, quite shallow. The average grade out of here was excellent, 7.8. Some of it had copper, up to 1% copper associated with it. There's some nickel associated with the historic workings as well. So we believe we can extend the footprint of the mineralization, which our drilling has currently showed. I mean, we now have something that's over 500 meters in width and a strength length that's really unknown. I mean, we have showing 6 kilometers to the south of where we're sitting, and everything seems to be tied together geophysicsally, at least through both the magnetic structures and the radiometric data.
And do you have any plans to do any geophysics works probably come the springtime?
We may do some over the winter. There's hope here, because what we've discovered is that the mineralization is associated with chlorite. Why that's significant in this environment is the host rocks are albitized, which means they're very resistive. The chlorite is far less so. So there is the ability, we believe here, to map the zones of chlorite, which are the zones that carry the gold.
So what do you think caused past explorers to kind of overlook these structures? How are you interpreting them differently from what they had?
I think one of the big game changers for us actually is our personnel. We have Franois, our chief geologist, who is actually an IOCG specialist. And what he recognized quickly on the Jovan and Power Line properties is the type of mineralization we're seeing, and how the disassociation between the gold and the cobalt and the formation of nickel and other things were very analogous to an IOCG type event. So we started looking much broader and a much bigger mineralized package.
So you're testing for more than just one metal on this property to see what you really have, or what do you?
Well, we always sample for everything, okay? And we know that the cobalt, if we have cobalt, there won't be gold. Like they happen in 2 different timings here, or so we've observed here. But with the gold, we're expecting to find copper mineralization, and there might even be some nickel.
So do you plan on doing a lot of step-out drilling beyond the Scadding property? I know the focus is in the immediate property right now, but you've made mention that you've got showings 6 kilometers to the south of here. So what's your plan for expanding on the footprint of the mineralization?
Well, one of the reasons we came to Scadding to start is we know there's gold mineralization here, and there's significant gold mineralization here. So our idea was to get a predictive model by drilling here on these known occurrences, gold occurrences, historic deposits, so that we can then apply that abroad. And we can discover orientations, dip, strike of what's carrying the gold and how deep it may be, and then we can follow it further out. So definitely our plan is to expand well beyond the Scadding mine proper.
Well, I know you're a pretty busy guy. I've seen you running end to end of this property in the last few days, so we'll cut this one short, but we'll get together real soon again, and we'll talk a little bit about the ongoing developments of the drilling program.
Yeah, as the results come out, I think it's going to be very exciting for us all.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
Cheers. Thanks so much, Quentin.